Have you ever woken up after a full night's sleep only to feel like you barely rested at all? Maybe you followed your routine, took your medications, went to bed at a decent hour, and still by mid-morning you felt like someone unplugged your energy. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. So many older adults quietly carry this constant tiredness day after day. It shows up in little moments, nodding off in the recliner, losing focus in conversation, skipping activities you used to enjoy because you just do not have the energy. At first you might think, well, maybe it's just part of getting older, but what if it's not? What if this tiredness isn't a natural consequence of aging, but a signal? Your body's way of asking for support. That's where this video begins. Not with blame, not with impossible to-do lists, but with understanding. You see, fatigue in older adults is not always caused by age itself. In fact, many of the most common reasons for low energy have little to do with the number on your birthday cake, and everything to do with small overlooked habits, hidden imbalances, and quiet stresses that build up over time. And the good news is, most of these are fixable. In this video, we're going to walk through 10 of the most common, often unnoticed reasons why seniors feel tired, even when they are doing everything right. These are things that doctors may not always mention, and loved ones may not even realize. But once you understand them, you can begin to take simple, meaningful steps that bring your energy back. Because feeling tired all the time should not be your new normal. You still have things to do, places to enjoy, and people who need the spark that only you bring. Your energy may feel dimmed right now, but it is not gone. It is just waiting to be understood, supported, and gently restored. Let's begin. Feeling tired isn't just inconvenient. It changes the way you live. When you're always low on energy, even the simplest parts of daily life become harder. Tasks like getting dressed, making breakfast, or going for a short walk can feel like climbing a hill with no end in sight. And over time, that fatigue begins to touch more than just your body. It affects your memory. It affects your mood. It slowly chips away at your confidence, your motivation, and your independence. Many older adults hesitate to speak up about their tiredness. They think it sounds like complaining, or they worry it will be dismissed with a shrug and a phrase like, "Well, you are getting older." But fatigue is not something you should have to push through in silence. It is a signal. And like any signal, it deserves attention. Because when we ignore it, fatigue can lead to bigger problems, like falls, poor nutrition, isolation, or even depression. But when we understand it, we can respond to it with care, not frustration. This matters because you matter. You are not just meant to exist through your later years. You are meant to live them, to enjoy your time, contribute your wisdom, and feel like yourself. And while aging naturally brings changes, exhaustion should not be your constant companion. That is why this conversation is so important. We are not here to chase youth. We are here to support vitality, and that starts with knowing the real reasons why energy fades and how to bring it back. Your tiredness is not a weakness. It is a message. Let's listen to it together. One of the most common reasons older adults feel tired, and one of the easiest to overlook, is simple dehydration. As we age, our body's ability to sense thirst becomes weaker. That dry mouth or urgent thirst you might have felt in your younger years, it is not as loud anymore. So even if you think you are drinking enough, your body may quietly be running low on fluids without you realizing it. And when that happens, your body slows down, literally. Your blood becomes a little thicker, which makes your heart work harder to circulate oxygen. Your brain starts to feel sluggish, leading to confusion, irritability, or mental fog. Muscles feel heavier. You may even nod off during the day, not because you didn't sleep, but because your body is struggling to function without proper hydration. Many older adults avoid drinking too much water because of frequent trips to the bathroom. That is understandable. But hydration doesn't mean drinking a full glass every hour. It means sipping consistently throughout the day. A helpful tip: treat water like your sidekick. Keep a glass nearby, add a splash of lemon or cucumber. Use a straw or a water bottle that feels pleasant to hold. Some seniors even make it a habit to drink a few sips every time they pass through the kitchen. You can also boost hydration with foods like watermelon, cucumbers, soups, and herbal teas. It doesn't all have to come from a plain glass of water. One family shared that their mother, who kept falling asleep randomly during the day, was actually just mildly dehydrated. Once they reminded her to sip water more regularly, her energy improved dramatically, and she stopped dozing off during conversations. So, before you assume your fatigue is just aging, ask yourself one simple question. Have I had enough water today? Sometimes energy starts with the simplest things. It sounds like a contradiction, but doing too little can actually make you feel more tired. Many older adults spend a lot of time sitting, in a favorite chair, in front of the television, or simply resting throughout the day. And while this may seem like the body is getting the rest it needs, it can actually have the opposite effect. Here's why. Your body was designed to move. When you sit for long stretches, your circulation slows down, muscles begin to weaken, joints become stiff, and your energy systems downshift into what could be called power-saving mode. The longer you stay still, the more your body adapts to that stillness by lowering your energy output. This is not the same as true rest. Rest restores. Inactivity slowly drains. One retired teacher shared that she often felt completely exhausted by dinner time, even though she had barely done anything all day. The truth is, her body wasn't recovering. It was responding to stillness by turning itself down. The good news? It does not take a gym membership or a workout routine to reverse this. Gentle movement is enough. Stand up once every hour. March in place during commercial breaks. Stretch while brushing your teeth. Walk to the mailbox or pace while talking on the phone. One man even joked that he dances to the weather report on TV and swears it works better than coffee. The goal is not to exhaust yourself. It's to remind your body that you're still in motion, still engaged with the world around you. Movement keeps your circulation flowing, your brain alert, and your muscles awake. And best of all, it signals to your body, we're not shutting down, we're still living. So if you've ever thought, I'm tired and I didn't even do anything today, maybe that's exactly why. Stress is not always loud. It does not always show up with racing thoughts or pounding hearts. Sometimes it is quiet, an invisible weight that sits on your chest, slowly draining your energy without ever announcing itself. For many seniors, this kind of stress is surprisingly common. You may not be working anymore, the kids are grown. You may not face daily deadlines or crowded commutes, but that does not mean stress is gone. In fact, it often shifts into more subtle forms, worries about health, finances, memory, or loneliness. These concerns may not feel urgent, but they linger, quietly pressing down on your nervous system. And the body reacts. Even low-level chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone that in small amounts helps with focus and alertness. But when cortisol stays high for too long, it disrupts sleep, tightens your muscles, clouds your thinking, and leaves you feeling worn out, emotionally and physically. One woman in a senior wellness group shared that she never thought of herself as stressed, but she was always tense, always tired, and always feeling like something was off. Eventually, she realized she was carrying unspoken fears about her independence, her health, and whether she was becoming a burden. Once she gave those worries a name, she felt lighter. The first step to healing from silent stress is recognizing it. Try writing your worries down at night. Some people create a worry box where they place their concerns on paper and promise themselves they'll revisit them later. Others talk to a trusted friend or therapist or practice calming techniques like slow breathing or gentle stretching before bed. Stress is part of being human, but it does not have to run the show. When you acknowledge the weight you are carrying, even quietly, you give yourself permission to put some of it down, and in that lightness, energy returns. What you eat can either fuel your energy or quietly steal it. Many older adults stick to familiar foods, simple meals that are soft, quick to prepare, and easy on the stomach. Toast with jelly, crackers, cereal, a banana, and a cup of tea. These choices feel safe, but they may be working against your energy levels. Here's why. Most of these foods are high in simple carbohydrates and sugars. They cause your blood sugar to spike quickly, giving you a short burst of energy. But just as quickly, that energy crashes. You are left feeling sluggish, foggy, and ready for a nap, not because of age, but because of the roller coaster effect of your meal. One man shared that every morning he ate 2 slices of white bread with jam and a banana. By 10 a.m. he was back in his recliner, nodding off. When his doctor recommended adding a hard-boiled egg and a handful of almonds, his energy stabilized. Just that small addition of protein and healthy fats changed his entire day. Protein helps maintain muscle and keeps you feeling full longer. Healthy fats, like those found in avocados, nuts and olive oil, support brain function and help prevent energy crashes. And fiber, from vegetables, beans and whole grains, slows digestion and keeps your energy steady. It is not about eating more, it is about eating smarter. Try balancing your meals with some protein, some fiber, and a little healthy fat. Even small changes can make a big difference. Add an egg to breakfast, swap crackers for a handful of nuts, add olive oil to your vegetables. These choices help your body run more smoothly and keep your energy from dipping. If you are eating regularly but still feel drained, it might not be how much food you're eating. It might be what that food is made of. Your body deserves better fuel, and better fuel leads to better days. You may be in bed for 8 hours, but are you truly resting? Many older adults assume that just lying in bed through the night counts as quality sleep. But what really restores your energy is deep sleep, the stage where your body repairs tissue, your brain clears waste, and your nervous system resets. Without it, you can wake up just as tired as when you went to bed. As we age, deep sleep naturally becomes harder to reach. You may wake up more often, sleep more lightly, or have trouble falling back asleep after using the bathroom. Add in background noise, discomfort, medications, or silent stress, and your sleep may become fragmented without you even realizing it. One man shared that he left the TV on all night to avoid silence. He thought it helped him sleep, but the light and sound were actually keeping his brain active. Once he switched to a white noise machine and turned off screens before bed, he started waking up clearer and more refreshed. Even small disruptions, like temperature changes or late-night snacks, can keep your body from entering that deep, healing stage of sleep. But here's the encouraging part. You can improve your sleep depth with small changes. Try these. Keep your bedroom cool, dark and quiet. Avoid caffeine or sugar late in the day. Use a white noise machine or calming music. Add a magnesium-rich snack like almonds or a banana before bed. Create a bedtime routine that signals your brain it is time to wind down. Deep sleep is not a luxury, it is your body's reset button. And without it, no amount of time in bed will bring back your energy. So if you wake up tired, don't blame your age, blame shallow sleep, and take steps to sink deeper tonight. Sometimes the simplest solution to tiredness is just stepping outside. Many older adults spend most of their day indoors, reading, watching television, doing chores, or simply staying comfortable. But staying inside too often can silently drain your energy. Your body follows something called a circadian rhythm, an internal clock that relies on natural light to regulate sleep, energy, digestion, and mood. When you spend your days under dim or artificial lighting, your brain gets confused. It may not know when to release melatonin for sleep or when to energize your body for the day. Natural light, especially in the morning, is like a reset button for that internal clock. Just 15 minutes of morning sunlight can help your body regulate hormones, improve sleep at night, and lift your mood during the day. One man shared that he started having coffee on his porch every morning for 2 weeks. No big change, no exercise, just fresh air and daylight. The result, he said he felt more awake, more steady, and more connected to life than he had in months. Sunlight also helps your body produce vitamin D, which is crucial for immune function, bone strength, and yes, energy levels. Many seniors are low in vitamin D without realizing it. Even mild deficiency can lead to fatigue, muscle weakness, or feelings of depression. And then there's the emotional effect of nature. A breeze on your face, birdsong in the background, the warmth of sunlight. It brings a sense of calm and belonging that no screen or lamp can replace. You don't need to hike a mountain or garden for hours. Just sit by a window with the sun on your skin. Step outside for 10 minutes, feel the air. Look at the sky. You are a part of nature, and reconnecting with it just a little each day can reawaken the energy you forgot you had. What if your tiredness is not from doing too much, but from lacking just a few essential nutrients? As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing the vitamins and minerals we need from food. Even if your diet has stayed the same for years, the way your body processes it may have changed. And that silent shift can leave you running on empty without understanding why. Some of the most common deficiencies among seniors include vitamin B12, needed for red blood cells, nerve function and brain clarity. Vitamin D supports mood, muscle strength and immune health. Iron delivers oxygen to your cells. Magnesium helps muscles relax and supports deep sleep. When these nutrients run low, the symptoms can look a lot like just getting older. Fatigue, foggy thinking, irritability, weakness, poor sleep. But often, it's not aging, it's imbalance. One gentleman shared that he felt like he was walking through mud every day. His daughter urged him to get a simple blood test. The results? He was low on B12, D and iron. After a few weeks of adjustments, some supplements, some food swaps, he said, "It felt like someone turned the lights back on." That's how powerful these small nutrients can be. You don't need to guess. A basic blood test from your doctor can check your levels and reveal what's missing. In many cases, small changes make a big difference, like adding leafy greens, fortified cereals, or a multivitamin. And remember, supplements should always be discussed with a healthcare provider, especially if you're on medications. Fatigue isn't always about sleep or activity. Sometimes it's your body quietly asking, "Where's the fuel?" When you give it what it needs, it often responds gratefully and quickly. Not all tiredness comes from the body. Some of it comes from the heart. After retirement, after raising children, after decades of being needed every day, it is common to wake up and ask quietly, "Now what?" The rhythm of purpose that once moved you forward may feel like it has faded. And when that sense of meaning disappears, so does a vital source of energy. You may not feel depressed, you may not even feel sad, just flat. Like the days blur together, like you're going through the motions but not really living. That kind of emotional fatigue is real, because energy isn't just physical. It comes from having a reason to move, to smile, to engage with the world. When there's something or someone you look forward to, your brain releases chemicals that boost motivation, alertness and even immunity. Without that spark, you stay in low-power mode, functioning but not flourishing. One widower shared that after his wife passed, he didn't cry much. He didn't feel broken. He just didn't feel much of anything, and that emptiness was more exhausting than grief. But when he started helping out at a local shelter just once a week, something shifted. He said, "I remembered who I was." You don't need to reinvent yourself. Sometimes purpose is small. Tending a garden, calling a friend every Friday, writing down memories, watching the birds outside your window and learning their names. Picking up a hobby you loved decades ago, even if your hands are slower now. One woman said, "I started painting again. It's not perfect, but I feel like me." That's what purpose does. It reminds you that you still have something to offer, something that matters, something that moves you, and when you reconnect with that, your energy follows. Sometimes the cause of your tiredness is sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet. As we get older, the number of medications we take tends to grow. One for blood pressure, one for cholesterol, another for sleep, and then something to handle the side effects of the first three. Before long, it's easy to lose track of what each pill is doing, or how they might be working against each other. This is called polypharmacy, and it's more common than you might think. Many medications have fatigue as a side effect. Some lower your blood pressure a bit too much, leaving you dizzy or weak. Others may interfere with sleep, drain important nutrients, or slow your metabolism. And when drugs interact, especially ones prescribed by different doctors, the result can be a constant feeling of fogginess, heaviness, or exhaustion that's hard to explain. One man shared that he felt hung over every day, even though he hadn't had a drink in years. After a full medication review with a pharmacist, they found that 2 of his prescriptions were cancelling each other out, one making him drowsy, the other keeping him wired. Once they adjusted the dosages, he said he felt like a fog had lifted. That's why medication reviews are so important, especially for seniors. Don't assume tiredness is just your age. Ask your doctor or pharmacist for a full review of your medications. Bring everything you take, even over-the-counter vitamins or supplements. Sometimes removing or adjusting just one medication can dramatically improve your energy. You deserve to feel alert, present and clear, not dulled by the very things meant to help you. Your body is wise, but sometimes it needs help navigating the complexity of modern medicine. A good review is not about stopping necessary treatments, it's about finding balance. And when your medications are working with your body instead of against it, you may rediscover a level of energy you thought was lost forever. Yes, joy, that little word we often overlook, but your body notices when it's missing. Many people think of joy as something extra, like icing on the cake of life. But for your health, joy is not a luxury. It is fuel. When joy is absent, your mind dims, your heart feels heavier, and even small tasks feel exhausting. You are not just tired. You are drained at the soul level. This kind of fatigue is hard to name, but you know it when you feel it. Everything becomes routine. Meals, medications, laundry, television repeat. There is no spark, no surprise, no moment that makes your heart lift or your eyes light up. And over time, that greyness turns into a deep weariness. But here is the truth. Joy is not gone. It just needs to be invited back in. You do not need a trip to Paris or a major life change. Joy can come from the smallest, silliest places. A song from your youth, a silly video with your grandchild, dancing in your kitchen while no one's looking, painting with shaky hands, singing badly on purpose. One woman said she started baking once a week, not because she needed the food, but because the smell reminded her of her mother. That memory brought her joy. Another man adopted an old cat. He said, "We nap at the same time. It's perfect. That's joy too." Joy brings energy in a way that no vitamin or nap ever could. It reconnects you to your inner life, your playful self, your reason for being. So if you've been tired for too long, ask yourself, when was the last time I laughed, smiled for no reason, felt wonder? Find something small that brings that back. Then do more of it, because joy isn't just about feeling good, it's about feeling alive. We've covered a lot today, 10 reasons why so many seniors feel tired, even when they're doing all the right things. And if any of these reasons felt familiar to you, take a deep breath. You are not broken, you are not lazy, and this tiredness you feel is not a life sentence. In fact, the most important takeaway from this conversation is this: your energy can come back. Not through force, not through guilt, but through small, compassionate steps that respect your body and honor your experience. Let's quickly revisit what we've learned. You might be dehydrated without realizing it. You may be sitting still too long, confusing stillness with rest. Silent stress could be weighing down your nervous system. Your meals might be comforting, but unbalanced. Your sleep might be shallow, not restorative. You may need more light, fresh air, and natural rhythm. Vital nutrients could be running low in the background. A loss of purpose might be dimming your spark. Your medications may be working against you. And most of all, a lack of joy could be quietly draining your soul. Now here's the good news. None of these are irreversible. And you don't need to fix everything at once. Pick just one thing that stood out to you. One small shift. Maybe it's drinking more water today. Maybe it's stepping outside for 10 minutes. Maybe it's calling someone you miss or putting on a song you loved at 25. Each step is a signal to your body. I still care. I still want to feel alive. I'm not done yet. Aging is not about fading. It's about adapting. It's about learning how to care for yourself with wisdom, not just willpower. And you, more than anyone, have earned the right to feel good. You've lived through storms. You've carried others. Now it's your turn to reclaim the energy that's always been yours. Because you are not just aging, you are still growing, still learning, still here, and even a little more energy, one more spark, can make the next chapter of your life not just longer, but better. If you saw yourself in even one of these reasons today, that is a good thing, because awareness is the first step toward change. You now have insight into what might be quietly draining your energy. And more importantly, you have choices. Real, practical things you can do to support your body and spirit starting today. So here's my gentle challenge to you. Pick just one change this week. Maybe it's sipping water more often, maybe it's stepping outside every morning, maybe it's adding more protein to your lunch, or writing down your worries before bed. Whatever it is, commit to it. Try it for a few days. Then notice how you feel. You might be surprised by how quickly your energy begins to shift. And if something in this video helped you, share it. There's a good chance someone you love is also struggling with unexplained fatigue. Forward the link. Start the conversation. Tell them, hey, I saw this and thought of you. Because we're not meant to figure this out alone. We learn, we grow, and we lift each other, one insight, one smile, one small action at a time. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Lessons. We're here to celebrate your strength, support your health, and remind you that you're not invisible. You are valuable, vibrant, and full of life. Now take a deep breath, step outside if you can, drink a little water, and most of all, please don't forget to laugh. You've earned it. See you in the next lesson.